Michael, so Rico is not the friend of his that he claims Rico is.
It makes me think, I was in a Brooklyn courtroom, Brooklyn Federal Court, and John Gotti's brother, Gene, came out. And he said, "Who's this Mr. Rico anyway?"
I remember that reporting. I remember when you reported that.
So, and then all these years later, you have Rudy using that line. Gene Gotti's line. I mean, it's.
So Rudolph Giuliani is sitting there as the head of the U.S. Attorney's Office, as is common. Those guys at the top don't usually try the cases. All the experts are at the level below them. One of those experts at the level below him walks in and says, "Hey, look at this law that we have."
Well, it was a guy from another agency. It was actually a state agency. And Rudy had been number 3 in the Justice Department. And he took a demotion to come down because I think that, Judge Tyler, who got him the job in Washington, used to say he would watch Rudy at a press conference stand at the edge as somebody who was Mr. One was getting all the attention. He said there was like a glitter in Rudy's eyes. And he, I think he wanted to, better than be number 3 in Washington, he wanted to be number 1 in New York.
And then he wanted to use the New York job to run for office in New York.
To, be Rudy.
Right.
So so Ron Goldstock, as he tells it, came in and said, "Look, I've got this, there's this law, RICO, and there's all these, I'm working a case." Goldstock had a bug in a Jaguar driven by the guy who drove Tony Ducks around. So they were picking up stuff from Tony Ducks. And there were 2 other cases with electronic surveillance. So Goldstock said, "Why don't we put them all together?" And then next thing you know, you got the commission case. And the guy who actually thought up RICO was this Professor G. Robert Blakey. He's one of these elegant eminences of the law. You talk to them, it's like you end up believing like maybe everything is on the up and up.
Right.
And,
or used to be.
Or it could be, I guess.
Yeah, or could be.
He's just one of those guys. And he actually sat in his alcove in his home in suburban Washington and wrote out the RICO law on yellow pieces of paper, that legal pads. And they were loose when he was walking in to see Senator McClellan. And he slipped, and they all flew up in the air. So everybody ran around, and somebody picked up Title IX, which was RICO, and gave it back to him. So he then went in and he sat down with McClellan, and in Washington would know how that goes. So they went through all the different titles of parts of the act. And McClellan said, "Is this essential? Is this essential? Is this essential?" No, no, no. And then Blakely realized that he's saying, "Can I trade this?" And finally they came to Title IX, RICO. He says, "This essentially said this one you got to keep."
And by trade it, as you tell in your story, here's the senator. He's a Senate staffer, and he's written this for the senator. And the senator is looking at it thinking, as they do, maybe I can give up this piece to get that vote from the senator from over there. And so the staffer's job is to make sure he doesn't give up too much. And so the staffer holds on to RICO and gets RICO into
He held Title IX. He said, this one you got to fall on your sword. This is what this case is all about. And then he went and he preached RICO. He taught people all over the place, including in Georgia, including the guy now who's running the RICO case.
Yeah. And that's why it's one reason why Georgia's RICO law is so strong, is that they were getting their advice from the original author of the whole thing.
Yeah. And he would periodically go down and talk to them. And then they brought it in, I'm terrible with dates, maybe 89, they brought a big RICO case against teachers.
Yes.
And everybody said that that's ridiculous. This isn't racketeers, these are mouseketeers and all that. Well, guess what? 11 of them got convicted.
Right.
And the theory of that is that what RICO's about, it's not racketeering. It's not Mr. RICO. It's gathering together in a common criminal enterprise. That's what the law is. And that's what Rudy's looking at now.
And Giuliani has always claimed to know more than he does about just about everything, including the law and including RICO. So it's going to be fascinating to watch him get his law school class on RICO the hard way in Georgia.
Well, and he was talking about, he described going into that jail. He said, we were looking to prisoners, right? As if he wasn't one.
Right. Yeah.
He's talking, and and he's got Bernie Kerik going with him, who's already done time.
Yeah, Bernie Kerik is there as the advisor on how do you do time, since he's already done it. Giuliani's former police commissioner who went to prison. Michael Daly, could listen to you all night. This is the indispensable reporter for all things Giuliani these days. Michael Daly, thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.